Everybody, Rich with Prep U outside the bunker here. I'm going to talk to you about maybe something you really haven't thought about. And this mostly goes for gun owners, those of you that are maybe down the line going to purchase a firearm. And I'm going to talk to you about this just a little bit. Recently across this country, more and more states have legalized marijuana. And even some states have legalized some other stuff. But I want to remind you that whenever you purchase a firearm, you are going to be filling out a federal form. It's an ATF Form 4473. Why is that important? Because everybody does. I don't care if you're at a gun show. I don't care if you're what state you are in this great country of ours. ATF wants to do a little bit of a check on you. Well, the states may have, the state you live in may have legalized the recreational use of marijuana, the medical use of marijuana, but guess who has not? Right, the federal government. Every time you purchase a firearm, you are filling out a federal form. Let me read to you exactly what it is, because I'm sure a lot of you had just skipped over on this. Question 21E. Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulus, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? Warning. The use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medical or recreational purposes in the state where you reside. Kind of a conundrum, isn't it? Well, a lot of people that sell marijuana, that's a conundrum for them too, because technically they can't put it in a lot of banks because they're federally insured. So they have to find other ways to deposit their income. So what happens when lines cross? What happens when the federal government comes in and says, hey, can we see your records? Will the state give them to them? Because if you've ever been to a dispensary, you go in there and you show an ID. And if you are there for recreational purposes, not only do you show an ID when you go into the place, but you show an ID and you register when you purchase it. And you pay anywhere from 35 to 40% tax on that. And we're going to get into that tax in a second. For gun owners, I want you to realize what that tax goes to. Medical marijuana, there's no tax, but you still register. And where does the line, it kind of blurs with HIPAA laws and why you're getting medical marijuana. And in your state, another question is, who controls or who holds the records of gun purchases, recreational marijuana purchases, and medical marijuana purchases? In the state I live, it's one in the same organization. They have the records of all those sales. That's just the way the law is set up. I don't know how it is in your state. You might want to check your state. So that's one of the big things. It is, though legalized or decriminalized in your state, is still a federal offense, and you are filling out a federal form. If they want to be nitpicky about it, and if they want a backdoor way of getting rid of your firearms, that is a perfect way to do it. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do that, but there's always that possibility. Here at Prep U, we always tell you to be prepared, be aware of your surroundings, know what's going on. Which way is the wind blowing? Well, the wind blows in different directions every time we have an election. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of the fact that it may not be in your best interest to be purchasing recreational or medical marijuana and firearms at the same time. But let's go beyond that. Let's go a little bit further than that. The tax that states collect, where does that money go? Well, in some states, you're not really sure. In a few states, I know right where it goes because I've read where it goes. In the state that I live in, the state actively sought out people to apply for the funds for the sale of recreational marijuana. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Now, some does go to the state, but they also have a certain percentage that gets sent out. The two main people that they went after to give this money to were mental health resources, which is fantastic. That's great. The other is anti-2A groups. Yes, anti-gun groups. There are a lot of anti-gun groups getting recreational marijuana tax dollars. Now, another reason, if you're a firearm owner and you believe in the Second Amendment, if you want to purchase a firearm sometime down the line and you're buying medical marijuana, as you buy that, there are actually groups getting money from your sale of your medical marijuana going to stop your rights or add laws to the ability for you to buy a firearm. Now, that's enough to make me not do it anyhow, but I wouldn't do it anyhow because where I work, both places that I work actually. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to buy it or not to buy it or whatever, but that is the law. That is just how it is. You need to think about the conflicting paperwork you fill out. And what about the paperwork in your state? Is there any special paperwork that you fill out in your state? Does your state have firearm owner identification cards? And exactly what are you filling out on the firearm owner identification card? Does it also talk about that? Does it talk about the use of controlled substances? You're going to have to look at that, because if you are and you are buying it and they're taking your information and then you're filling out the form that says, no, I don't, even though it's in a state where it's been decriminalized or legalized, you also have another conundrum. I love that word. So I just wanted to bring that all to your attention, and really please pass this on to every firearm owner you know, everybody that smokes, marijuana. Let them know that this is going on. Now, I'm not saying that the agencies that collect this information are ever going to merge those lists and come after you. I would never say that, because I don't know. It all depends. But why take that chance? It's up to you, all right? You have a choice. We still live in a republic where you have free will and you have free choice on what you do. So I just wanted to let you all know. And that's about it. So this was a video about basically the federal ATF Form 4473 and recreational and medical marijuana. Did you like this? How's that for graphics? One of these days I'm going to learn how to put graphics, so I can point to stuff like people do, like point right here, subscribe, point right here, ring the bell. I'll figure that out one of these days, but right now we're working on a website. So anyhow, subscribers, thank you. Please pass this along to everybody you know. It's really kind of important. Opens up your brain to start thinking a little bit about the things that we do and the things we don't do or that we shouldn't do, but we could do if we wanted to. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So as we always end our videos, please be aware of your surroundings. Always have enough food, whether you bug out or shelter in place, and please prep like your life depends on it, because it really does. Thanks a lot. Take care. We'll see you next time.